Okay, so this video is going to be interesting. I got some map 29 on Doom 2 for you guys to watch. And man, it took a lot of attempts to get a video that I was satisfied with. The sad part was I was playing this level a lot before I was recording, and it's not like I was warming up or practicing, but man, all of those attempts I've done were very well, but when I started recording I just couldn't play that well for some reason. And I was playing this map like 10 times in total before I started recording. I was just playing to have fun with it, really. I've always liked The Living End. It's a solid level indeed. It's made by John Romero and it has this great vibe for the second last level. I also enjoy pistol starting too, because I don't really know why. It just gives me this awesome feeling when I pistol start it. It just plays so well. But that's all I can really say about the gameplay, and I'm going to talk about why I don't enjoy Brutal Doom in MOBA games. So just in case you're wondering, why are you putting these two things in the same video? Well, they're both starting to become big. Like, Brutal Doom is essentially an unofficial marketing advertisement for the Doom franchise, since there's a lot of people that are trying to get into the Doom series because of that game, or there's a lot of people promoting it for its presence. And then you got MOBA games, which are starting to get big. Like EA and Blizzard are both working on their games, and both League of Legends and Dota 2 are very popular at this moment, especially for League, since I believe it's still the most played game to this day. Now, I do want to mention that I have nothing against people who like Brutal Doom or play MOBA games, since this video is going to have a lot of negative vibe, but I just thought it would be interesting to make a video based on these subjects. What that means is, don't take, my opinions too personally. They're just, my opinions. I'm not trying to, freaking judge you or anything. Let's start off with the infamous Brutal Doom. So this mod has been getting a lot of great reception from big gaming websites, gamers, and it seems to be growing in terms of popularity. Now, I remember when I first discovered this mod back in I think 2011, where I saw a bunch of execution videos of the game, and they were so gory, which looked interesting for the first 10 minutes. So I decided to look up for more videos based on that Brutal Doom video I saw, and it got so old really fast. If there was a word that I could describe Brutal Doom without making a complete sentence, I would simply describe it as gimmicky. The over-the-top gore just ruins so much of the dark theme that Doom has, because even though Doom was pretty much a silly game in some cases, but people seem to forget that it was a dark shooter. I mean, look at the concept of Doom. Shoot anything that moves. There's satanic symbols, a lot of twisted things like the zombies being speared alive. It was really a creepy game for the time, to be honest. I'll even never forget when I first entered the spirit world in this game. It did give me some chills, because I never witnessed a hell-themed level. So when you add all that nonsense gore to the game, it completely ruins the charm that classic Doom has. Even the executions, they are kind of cool, but it's just silly for a game like Doom. And I also remember that this mod has additional weapons, but from what I saw from various videos, they just look so redundant and, like I said, gimmicky. When I first saw Doom Guy being able to use the Make Abyss guns, I'm like, what? Are you serious? To sum Brutal Doom up, it's really like the game I'll play if I want to have a dumb fun experience, and generally that's not a good term. There's a difference between dumb fun, which is Brutal Doom, then there is fun, like the classic Dooms. I personally think it's sad that people who never played the classics won't appreciate it for what they are, and they have to play this mod to enjoy it. Doom 1 and 2, they still hold up really well for what they are, and yeah, man, it's just not right, really. Now, I'll say some positive things about this mod, because it does do some justice to the Doom franchise. Like I said, it's promotional to the franchise since it is so popular, and I do like the beefed up sound effects of the weapons. The changes were pretty interesting, I have to say. But that's really it. If you think this mod should be Doom 4, personally, I almost feel like that is just as bad as Doom 4 being a Call of Duty clone, because I don't know which poison I would choose if I worked at id and I had to, choose between those two options for Doom 4, but hopefully id Software won't take, that route. Now it's time for MOBAs. Oh boy, I remember when I was a huge Warcraft 3 player and all my friends were playing Dota like mad, or when I was searching for custom games, there was always a Dota game everywhere. So eventually I decided to try it out, and my first impressions were awful. It was mad boring, so slow, and I just didn't see why people would play this over Warcraft 3, which was an awesome game. So I tried it again, and I did get better at the game, but I lost interest in it so fast. It was so dumb that Dota had that stupid theme song. I hated that song so much, and I still do. I really don't get what MOBAs do so well compared to like FPSs or RTSs. FPS games are always going to be fun and exciting to play since they're games that require twitch movements and lethality. Then you got RTSs, which I love for the strategic elements of it, which really compensates the slow nature of those games because they can be slow compared to FPS. The thing is, I don't really see what MOBAs do so well because everything it's trying to do, it just cannot do it well. I always feel like this genre has some sort of personality disorder. It's trying to be fast-paced like FPS, trying to be strategic like RTS, and trying to have a leveling up system and items like RPG, but it just fails so miserably in every category, to be honest. Another thing is the difference between a player's skill. Now, every game, I'm sure everyone's going to play bad if they're not too familiar to the mechanics or the knowledge of the game, but these games, man, like I see pros playing League and Dota. I just don't really see how they're like pro. Take a look at good Halo players. You can tell by their aim, their knowledge of the map, situational awareness, and there's a lot more to it. Like, I know there are specific builds for character strength to kind of increase the depth of the game, because I do remember that feature from Dota, but it's just not enough for me, man. However, the main reason why I think the biggest drawback for these games is the presentation. Dota, one map, one game mode, enough said. And that's kind of like every MOBAs out there. And I know League of Legends got some new modes, but it's always based on one freaking map. Take a look at a real game that really gives you a lot of content, and I'm gonna say Unreal Tournament, where you get so many maps and so many game modes. And I know it's quality that wins over quantity, but come on, man, you gotta give me some quantity. It's really a joke when you think about it, but I think the main reason why I'll never enjoy MOBAs is really the lack of excitement. I just don't find anything fun about it. Even when you get like a double kill, triple kill, or whatever, it's just not satisfying. Even if I watch montages, it's just not that entertaining. And I know when it comes to montages, FPS games are generally the best genre for that type of thing. But even I watched a couple of Warcraft 3 montages back in the day, and I somewhat enjoyed them. But when it comes to these games, they're like, yeah, whatever. That is it for the video, and I hope I didn't upset people too badly, but I did have a warning. Share me your guys' thoughts, and peace.